And Duke beats Miami 97-60. Now, it's no surprise that they beat up on Miami, but Tyler, I got to ask you this. Is Duke your front runner to win the national championship now?
No, and a big reason for that is because Alabama, I picked them early on, and I want to stay committed to Alabama. I'm going to be hard-headed. But Duke is in a short list of teams that I feel like is a true contender. When I watch them play and when I watch them in person, they're much better than I anticipated. And also, you can't mimic their length, their physicality, and how hard they play. They're a young team that plays extremely hard, and when you have their athletic abilities, and I'm not just talking about Cooper Flagg, I'm talking about the Maluwatch kid that protects the paint, controls the rim, contests everything, and challenges everybody's shot. When you have a guy like that that's 7'3", and also he'll switch on a point guard and he can move his feet, he makes everything difficult. And I'm not just talking about Maluwatch's length either. They are the longest team in college basketball. So they have the ability to make up for a lot of defensive flaws with their length and their athleticism as well. And you know what? They play hard. My only question with Duke is, and I've had the same question with them all season, is when they get late in games and it comes down to a one-possession game and they need a bucket to score, are they going to continue to put Cooper Flagg in an ISO situation and rely on him too much instead of disguise the ISO and get some type of action that leads to a better shot than just sticking him on a wing and doing a clear out, which they've lost every time he's done that. So that would be my only question, but Duke is definitely on that short list, and you've got to give Shire a lot of credit for this year because he is doing it with a young team. He's disproved my theory that these fifth-year guys are the only way you can win the tournament. You look at Cooper Flagg, Maluwatch, Con Knipple, they're all freshmen and they're winning, they're playing smart, and they're making great basketball decisions too.
Mike, is this the best team in the country?
I mean, I feel like you're splitting hairs between them and Auburn right now. And Houston's creeping up too. Alabama obviously obliterates Mississippi State tonight. But Duke to me, I mean, they would be my pick to win the national championship at this point, because this was another just obliteration tonight. And I'm kind of tired of the whole ACC narrative. I mean, this is dominance at the Power 4 now level that you just don't see often. And what continues to impress me is that this is a really young team. And yet, better than anyone in America, they play to their standard every single night. And on top of that, I mean, they don't play down to their competition. They don't relax. They don't shift gears because it's Miami. And that all starts with Jon Scheyer, to me. I think there's a competitiveness, there's an intensity, there's a relatability aspect to the way that he coaches that I think permeates throughout this team. All their NBA prospects that are going to be one and done, they possess that. Their role guys that they brought in out of the portal, Sion James and Mason Gillis and Malik Brown. I know Brown's been out, but they all possess that. I mean, they're pulling all the right strings right now, and Shire's done that. I mean, they got a bunch of killers, man. They do, and they beat you by 35, and they don't blink. They don't change expression because they expect it, and that's the stuff that makes me a believer, is that killer instinct and that discipline. I mean, we just see it every night in and night out with Duke. It's like militant with them. And that's what's so impressive. So if your main argument for Duke, their resume, you stack them up against anybody and what they've done. If your main argument for Duke is that it's youth that you can't buy into, you need to find a new argument.
The Duke Blue Devils are an absolute wagon. There are no holes to this team. None. Defensively, the length is imposing. They guard you off the bus. The way that they defended Illinois, a lot of people on Saturday night were like, well, Illinois is missing open shots. Yeah, but there were some guys that were unsettled with those shots, and there were other reasons why those guys were taking certain shots because of Duke's game plan. Duke dictated the game plan to a degree that it felt like a varsity team versus a junior varsity team in the second half. That shouldn't be against a Big Ten team. Saturday night defeated the argument that it's all about them being propped up in a weak ACC. I don't care that Illinois has been in a bad way, because look what Illinois is doing tonight. They've obviously responded. And the biggest thing is, it's not Cooper Flagg. Like, it's not just Cooper Flagg. He is the best prospect in America, but when he has one field goal make on Saturday night and they proceed to win a game by 43, I mean, tonight, he had 16 points. Like Zion's year, he averaged 22 per game. He was the centerpiece in every way. We were talking at times throughout that season, Tyler, we're like, if Williamson doesn't play great, this team they're just nowhere near the same. Flagg plays okay. Now, he's an elite defender, but he could play fine offensively. Doesn't have to be outstanding. And to his credit, Tyler, and this is my favorite part about Flagg, he knows how good he is, but he doesn't have to try to show it every time out on the floor because he cares about the betterment of the team.
Yeah. Fanta, I agree with you. And the thing that, as a North Carolina guy, I hate that I like Flagg so much because he's talking about he wants to come back to college. In this era of, as college basketball is changing so much. I've said this all along. Cooper Flagg is so talented that a lot of Duke's young guys and how good they are and some of their best qualities, and it doesn't get showcased or talked about because it's overlooked because Cooper Flagg is a highlight player, or he's just one of these generational guys that comes in and everybody kind of gets caught up in the awe of his game. Maluwatch, to me, he is a top 10 NBA prospect, easy, no question about it. Con Knipple can be an NBA guy. And also, I hate that we have to credit Duke so much on this show tonight, and I hate, Fanta, that how much you love Duke. But Tyrese Proctor has really made a huge improvement, and I'm not sure if that's because there hasn't been as much pressure on him to really take a leap like there's been in the past years. But his shooting has come a long way, and he's also another guy that's lengthy, can handle the ball, and you got to give him credit for playing well too.